Welcome to the Asset Tracking Database general overview. Okay. This asset tracking database has been conformed to track instrumentation. This is what the database will look like when you open it up, minus the navigation pane on the left and these toolbars up top. Okay, let's say that somebody comes in here, they want to find a specific asset. They will put the asset that they want to find in the search box. Ooh, having problems there. There we go. And they will click the search and it'll find the asset they need. Now, nice thing about this is instead of having to scroll over and look at all the columns here, which I mean may not be that hard, but it's still a little hard if you're going to go across and say where is it, where do I need to find this thing. You can click on this link instead. It'll bring you to a form, kind of lays it out in a nice tabular form. You have different tabs here. This is the comment tab. Let's say that somebody puts a new comment in. I'll just call it test 3. They close this out. Somebody comes back in the future, looks at the same asset, open it up, and it keeps a nice history of the comments. It has the date, the time, everything. This asset tracking database, like I said, was designed for instrumentation, so it has another tab for control system and point information for that asset, where it terminates in the DCS, a few other things, the IO strip, the junction box it was in. It has a transmitter spec. The nice thing about the transmitter spec is that it keeps revisions. If somebody comes in here and changes anything, they just go down here, and it basically say what they did. So let's say Bob came back in on the 2nd and did another revision. He put in a revision description, changed transmitter type, and then next time somebody comes in here, they can see that on this date he changed this transmitter type. Now what a lot of companies will do is they'll print this out, this spec sheet out, put it in a hard copy as an old copy, and then so anybody says, well, he changed this on the 1st, so there should be a hard copy back in the file, I can go look at it. Now we could set this up to be digitally recorded in history. A lot of businesses like to have hard copies as well, though. Okay, this database actually has a calibrations tracking as well. Okay, the way the calibrations tracking works is, let me move this down here a little bit for you, is you will have, just bear with me a second, I had a little technical error. Okay, the nice thing about the calibration sheet is, let's say that you come in here and create a new calibration on this date. Okay, and let's just say, you could say station range. Okay, I set up the inches, the set range in inches of water. The output is in 30 to 15 psig. So let's say that you put in 0 inches of water and you found 3 was the 0 point and you left it at 3. Okay, same thing, let's say you put in 15 inches of water and you found that it was doing output of 15. So the transmitter was good. You can do transmitter perform by, and we can put in a drop down where it lists the person that did it, but you can go in here and do that. And then let's say you close it out. Yes. And let's say that you come back in here. Okay, let's say that you come back in here into this instrument and go to the calibrations and see that there's one calibration. Now let's say that you come back in at a different date. You want to enter a new calibration. Well, let me see what that date was. It was on June 2nd. So let's say, in August, you come back in, do a different one. Same ranges should be up there, so it'll be the same thing. 0 inches of water, 3 psig found, output 3 psig, 15 inches of, oh, not 15, 100, I said that wrong earlier, but 100 inches of water, you find 15 psig output. So we'll change this to 100 and 15. There you go. Okay, so this is nice because it tracks all the calibration history of the piece of equipment. So that's really nice as well. Okay, now if you want to see a transmitter spec report, you could click right here. It'll take you to a report of the transmitter spec. Now, I guess I should have shown you. Let me close that. Let's go in here. What that takes you to is your transmitter spec, or if you have a different asset that you want to track specifications on, or anything that's been done to that changes that have been done to that piece of equipment. In this case, it's an instrument spec sheets. Did you change anything? What are the specs? You can click this transmitter spec report. Gives you a transmitter spec report with all the information for the transmitter, and it tells you revision dates that were done to the transmitter. That's pretty nice, and you can print it out. Okay, let's see what else. So let's go back in there. Okay, this is a pretty nice one. This is duplicate record. Okay, now if you need to duplicate a record, you can just click this duplicate record. I don't have it set up to pull everything over right now, but I have it set up to pull some of this stuff. But it'll pull over if you have a transmitter or an asset that's just the same as this one, and you just want to transfer most everything over. You just click the duplicate record. It pulled over, same area number, but we can set it up to pull over whatever you need. But it's saying pulled over the same classification, manufacturer, model number, and you would just go through here and enter another transmitter. I'll just make one up here, 4400, instrument type, transmitter. Now let me show you this while we're here. There's a pencil right here. There it goes. You can see it. If you need to enter something besides transmitter, something else to this drop-down list, you just put it right there, and let's say control valve. Say it's a control valve. I mean, whatever you need the asset to be, and then there you go. You have it in your drop-down list. That's a pretty nice feature. Okay, that's a nice one. You can print it. You can save it and do a new one. Those are pretty self-explanatory. Let's close this. Yes. Okay, let's see what else. Okay. Here's a good one. Let me undo the filter. Okay, let's say that you have a piece of equipment. You don't want to delete it out of the asset, out of the database, but you want to retire it. So let's open one up, and let's put a retirement date here. Let's say this is retired today. Let's close it. So this piece of equipment has been retired. Now it's still in the list, but if we click show retired here, I'll make it easy for you. Which one did I retire? 1980, I believe it was. I lost the one I retired. Oh, because I haven't showed it. that's what it does. So you retire it on 6/1, so June 1st, 2012. It's this one right here. Now, if you want to retire it, we did. Just uncheck. It's not there anymore. Uncheck it. It's there. So that's a nice feature. You don't delete anything out of there. You just click the show retired. Now, I can also set up a video to show how to use this, so that everybody that comes in here, gets you can just watch this video before they start using the database and get a good understanding of how to use it. Click this. Welcome to the Instrumentation database. We recommend you should watch this short video to help you understand the database. And I can put a video in there just like this one I just did and show everybody how to use it. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and hopefully you found it helpful.